Good evening. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Um, as you can see, it is late as shit over here. 12:15 in the evening. Super late vibes. I ran out of time today. Busy day. Ran out of time. Did not get the time to sit down and play a proper game of chess, right? Um, but that isn't going to stop me from hopping on here and doing a few puzzles, right? I figure nice little compromise with myself. Well, I can't play a full game, but what I can do is I can hop on, uh, solve a few puzzles, right? You've got me a fun hour here. I just got done eating a chocolate chip digestive biscuit, right? Little digestive type biscuit with chocolate chips in it to finish off my calories for the day. I'm here. I am sipping on a herbal tea, right? It's a peppermint tea. Inside the peppermint tea, I have added some of this, some marine collagen, and also some of this bad boy, magnesium carbonate. The marine collagen is apparently a little supplement that is designed to boost youth, right? Apparently, you get past a certain age, your body uses collagen to like keep your hair growing and keep your face looking youthful and all that stuff. You get past a certain age, you stop producing enough of it naturally, right? So you get a little supplement like that, and it replenishes the collagen in your body. So taking that for that reason, keep the brain sharp, keep the skin sharp, I guess, right? And magnesium's for sleep, right? If you are someone who struggles with like insomnia, or if you just have poor like sleep hygiene in general, right? You're stuck in that uh, terrible cycle of waking up like late in the afternoon, right? You can't get to bed in the evening, and you're sitting up during the night. You don't really know what to do. One of the things you can do is take some magnesium carbonate in a supplement like that. It just kind of generally relaxes you, right? For the most part, helps you settle down, turns your brain motor off, right? So that's in the tea. Hopefully, my brain motor stays on just long enough that we can get through these chess puzzles. Let's hop into it. Let's not beat around the bush, waste any more time. Right, let's do it. It's already late. So let me just hop in and do that here. Okay, sweet. Here is our first puzzle of the day. We're playing as black. The recommendation is that we are calculating for a checkmate in this position. Now, off the bat, I am thinking it's something along the lines of this, right? Queen flying over and starting to give the king problems. Thinking what happens in the case of like king here? Not so straightforward, right? The problem is, I guess, the first problem that we have to start to assess and deal with. The white king does have quite a number of sort of fleeing squares at the moment, right? Actually, can't go there, but you get my point. It's like here, here, and there's many sort of escape routes out of this area, right? So I'm just going to run through most of the major checks and get an idea as to what's going to happen with White's king should we make that move. So I'm thinking here is interesting. Probably prompts like queen here, maybe? I can play knight here. King comes down somewhere like here. That doesn't look too promising, right? We can play queen down here, which leads into this line that we talked about with the king coming along this way. Maybe my queen could shift like here. King can't go down this way. King can continue to shift along this way. No checkmate there, right? As far as I can tell. We could play knight here, which is another check that we have in the position. White's king can't approach this way because of my king, cutting that square off, and can't approach this way because of my queen, cutting off this square. In that position, so again, we play through this move, right? The white king can go here. We could play an idea like queen down here at that point, right? Because the knight would guard the queen in that case, and the king's under attack. So let me run through this one again. It looks mildly promising. Knight goes here. King comes to this square. Queen comes down here with check. King can still go to this square at that point. I can go back with the knight maybe to like here. Still feels like the king's getting away in that case, right? So maybe it's something that's just a little more straightforward than that. Something like queen coming here as an idea. Because the knight blocks off this square. The queen at that point would block off a lot of these squares. So maybe it's queen coming down this way. What can happen at that point? Where can the white king go? Oh, let's run through it, right? So can the white king go here? No, because of my king, right? Can the white king come here? No, because of my queen at that point. The white king can't go this way because, again, my queen covers that. The white king can't go here, again, because of my queen. The white king can't come down this way because of my knight. And the white king can't go here because my queen has him in check there. So that is actually checkmate, I think, and that is the move. There we go, excellent. Good start. We can put that on the sleepy tea, activating the neurons. Yeah, there we go. Successful. We've reached wood 6 in puzzles now. We're truly on our way to being the best of the wood tier. There we go. All right, let's get into our next puzzle here. Okay, so apparently in this position we have a big opportunity, and we are to plan out our next moves carefully. Very non-specific there. I'm thinking that black's king is in the scary zone, right? My things could maybe come towards black's king in a threatening manner. We also, I've noticed as well, have an idea with this pawn coming here, but the black bishop can just take that pawn, so actually ignore that. That's not an opportunity. So moves that are immediately coming to mind: queen e4, attacking this pawn and threatening this check. I don't know how productive that check is. So if I play here, what's the idea? He doesn't even have to do anything. I think because if I play here, he can run away with his king into the corner, right? So imagine an idea like queen here, pawn comes up, queen comes here, or rook comes here, sorry, to attack the queen. That would kick the queen back to like here, has to stay in defense of the bishop. Maybe queen here then. King runs away to the corner. Hard to say, right? Hard to say. It's one of those positions where there is a number of candidate moves that kind of come to mind. Big opportunity leads me to believe that there might be some sort of checkmate idea. So again, let's try here. Just defend the pawn, right, in this example. Rook comes here. Queen goes back. Bishop takes here, just as an idea of like a sacrifice, right? Pawn takes. Rook takes. No, it doesn't work. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to. This is one of those positions I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to calculate every single line that is possible here, right? So I think what I'm going to do is start off by taking a bit of an educated guess here, right? And I'm gonna say that this move is nice looking, right? There's a lot of ideas that start to kind of crop up at that point. So I'm gonna say this is the move to start with. No, it's not. It's not. It wasn't even close. I have no idea for this one. Probably one of these puzzles where I've missed something obvious, right? So let me take a hint. Can I think of a good move for my pawn? I was thinking about this move. There's also this move with the pawn. We have this move with the pawn. Takes. Queen comes here. Let me take a hint here. This one coming here. No idea. No clue. Why? Tell me why. Why is that the move? I don't get it. So, why is this the move? What about just bishop takes pawn? I guess like rook coming here is the idea, pinning the bishop to the queen. And if you, oh, actually, right, here, because if you step back with the bishop, there's an idea of a fork, right? And if the bishop takes, you pin the bishop to the queen, and you try and win a bishop that way. What about rook sliding over to defend? Well, then you can still just take the bishop because the queen has to be exchanged, and then, yeah. Okay, I get that. That's not really where my mind was at with this puzzle. It seemed like the sort of puzzle where there would be checkmate ideas, but apparently it's just winning a piece for a pawn. There you go. Strange. Okay, puzzle number 3 here. We're to find a way to attack white's king. The first move that I'm thinking of as a candidate is rook here, forcing the king upwards, right? And then knight here, pushing the king downwards. And then knight here, check, saying to the king you can either come down a square or go back up a square. Where the choice, we're going to run through this again just to make sure it's super clear, right? If we go here, the white king has to escape down here. We put the knight up and check. The white king comes down. Where we play this move, and white chooses to bring this king back to this square, we can checkmate with the rook coming along this way, right? You have a knight and a rook and a king that has been squashed, right? So that doesn't work for white. The other line of here, king coming down, knight coming here, king coming down, knight takes pawn, king comes here with the idea of trying to escape out this way, right? In the case where that is the kind of sequence of moves, can I play rook here. King comes down to here. This one might take a little bit more brain power, right? So rook here, king here, knight comes here, king comes here, knight takes pawn. King steps down. Rook comes here, check. King steps over. Pawn comes here. King moves back. Ooh, this is a very strange sequence, right? We could also play here, just saying that your king might be in trouble next move, but then rook can come back and stop that, right? So I want to say here, here is the correct way to go about this. And then after here, we could say at that point, instead of, well, no, because the king can still run down, right? So I think a series of kind of forced moves is the best way to go about this. Just I'm thinking about it. It feels right to me. So here, 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 here. What do I do again? Here, here. Again, let me go back to this line and see what happens here. So here, king comes down this way. I play here to check. He takes that pawn. I can bring... There might be something with that. Hold on. Here, here. I just need to keep recalculating this because I just get lost in what's happening after this many moves. Here, here. Okay. And then this instead, maybe? I don't know about that. This one takes... Knight comes back, king comes back. Check. Oh, is that mate? No, because the king can go back here. That's kind of a nasty line though. Hold on. So my thinking now, right, is rook comes here, king steps down, knight checks the king on this square, forcing the king to come down one more. My knight can take this pawn, putting the king back into check and blocking off this square. The king can't come back this way because he gets checkmated. And if he continues down another square here, I can bring my rook back down to check the king again. The king has to come forward, can't go here because of this pawn. Can't come to this square because that knight's still here, so it has to go down here, right? Should probably add this in as well just so I don't get lost, right? Now, at this point, my thought process is pushing this pawn forward and sacrificing it so that I can then bring my knight back into the game with check, right? The king would come back up here, 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 here. Here. Puts the king into check. The king comes back up this way. I can play here to check at that point. The king goes... He can maybe even escape back up here at that point. This is so confusing, man. I'm gonna have to get a couple of moves on the board just to say that I did that. So okay, there's a couple of moves, right? There's a couple of moves on the board, and they are the correct moves. So, is there anything obvious that I'm missing? I'm thinking taking this pawn. Let's see if this is the correct idea. Yep, it is. Now I was thinking I could bring the rook back down here and put the king down on this square and then push this pawn to force the king to take it, because I don't think he has any other moves at that point. So take, and then bring my knight back down to check him again. King comes back here. I would push this pawn because it's then defended by the knight. The king could step back up here at that point. Let's put the knight back here at that point. Just saying the rook has you in check. This is tough. This is a tough puzzle. I mean, there's also this idea that I didn't really calculate as of yet, with like here first, right? But then he kind of just gets away in that line. I prefer this move because it blocks off a whole file of the board. So it kind of puts the king into a very weird spot where he doesn't have that many squares left. I could go here after that, just saying that next move there would be a checkmate with this push, so you have to take and give me a rook. But there's got to be something better than that, right? I just feel like we have to have checkmate some way here. I'm just working through all the different kind of variations of this that I have in my head, right? So here, forced to take, has to take. Check. King comes back, one square. I play here. King comes back this way. We have a lot of discovered checks at that point, obviously, right? One of them being here. Oh, this is far too dank. I'm going to say this is the move. Yeah, it is the move. Okay. And I'm also going to say that this is the move. Ah, nice. Alright. Fuck. I came so far in this puzzle. Hold on. There's something else here that I'm not seeing. Is it just as simple as rook coming here? King comes down this way. Knight comes here. Is it just as simple as here? If he goes here. There's not a clear follow-up, right? So this then instead, maybe? No, this. Saying takes. And something. Here. Along. I'm not sure I see it. Here. What about this first? Saying you have to, well, you can go here then. And that's probably why this doesn't work as well, because now I think about it, you can go here. But then I can play here, and that looks a lot scarier. I can't believe this isn't the move. What is, give me a hint here. Look for a way to threaten to play checkmate. Right. Oh, what about here with the knight? Thing after this. This. Next move I can push either of these pawns and it is mate. Is that the idea? No. Okay. Show me the follow. I've got no idea. Oh. It's just not it. Okay. Well, I've no clue again. I'm kind of completely lost here. So I can play king here, apparently. And he has to take. Fuck yeah. I maybe my brain has gone to sleep tonight. I don't know. Maybe the sleepy tea, incident, right, has made me numb to chess puzzles. I don't know. Cool. It looks like that was me anyway. That was my last puzzle. So what is that? One solved, two failed. I feel like the two I failed on though are just ridiculous. They are crazy puzzles. Oh well. In any case, that was fun. That's what I'm doing today. That was my contribution to chess today. Hopefully, we all enjoyed it. Um, no games. Maybe check in tomorrow or the day after for games. I'll see. I'll see what my schedule's looking like. Easter, Sunday, Monday, business, right? Hopefully, we enjoyed it. Have fun, guys. Catch you later. See you. Bye.